All right, I will call the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting to order at 6 p.m. on January 27th. Taylor, can you do a roll call, please?
Absolutely. Hopefully that fixes it. There we go.
Thanks.
Sorry about that. Okay. Aaron Cole,
Here.
Gabby Brown,
Here.
Sarah Rodriguez, Kelsey Hayden, Jim Fitch,
Here.
Danny Carpenter,
Here.
Grace Lee. We have one.
Awesome. Will you repeat one more name for the record?
Yeah, Kelsey Hayden.
Great. Can I get a motion to approve the reviewed minutes for last November meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes from the November meeting.
Second.
Perfect. Minutes will be approved as written. And that brings us immediately to communication from visitors. I see we have visitors. Do you have anything to share?
I know you do.
All right, then, immediately to the director's report. Congrats on your 4-year milestone.
I just started as a lifeguard. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been great, and I've had a lot of fun over the past 4 years, and it's amazing to see how Parks and Rec has changed. Even I came just after COVID, so we were still doing a lot of things differently, so it was good. But I just wanted to acknowledge Hank because he is not on the board anymore, but he served on the board for a long time and done so many things for his community. And so I just want to thank him for doing that. And you know, he's had some great words of wisdom and guidance over this time that I've been here. So and also Grace isn't here tonight, but she is our new board member also. And Gabby is back. Thank you for replanning, right? Yeah. It's already yeah. I was looking at it. Yeah, so I'm not gonna read it verbatim, but we just are going through all our programs and activities. It's been a little bit slower just because of the holiday, so there's been a lot of people away. We've had staff that have had some unexpected leave that they had to take, so it's been relatively quiet. We're planning for ice room festivities, so if you know anybody that wants to do dodgeball, basketball, and volleyball, we're still looking for teams over the next week to sign up so we can do that. It's really exciting. We have some cool t-shirts too. If you're a champion, you get one of those. So I'm excited to do that again this year. We did the Santa run this year in December, and that was great. We had a lot more people, I think double what we had the year before. So really nice mile long run, family friendly from Bedarkie. And then we end up here at the Cordova Center and have some hot chocolate. And yeah, it was really nice to see everyone. As you can imagine, our Parks and Rec maintenance team has been working not only for snow removal and preparing for the upcoming season, but their hands have been in and around the pool a lot lately. So a shout out to them because there's been a lot going on. So they've been working really hard down there. We just did an OSHA audit from ACOSH. They came into town. Every year that we do this, we do invite them in and we get audited. I think it's just a great way to get checks and balances done before OSHA actually comes in. So each year we do more and more, better and better with it. And we actually learn a lot too. So it's exciting. And Logan and I just finished certifying a bunch of the city staff in CPR, AED, and first aid. adult and pediatrics. We had 18 that we ran through in 3 days, and got them all certified. So it's super cool to have so many people that are certified, in the city. And so I hope to continue, doing that too, and I think it's really important. Over this time, the budget passed, season, so I was away on vacation, when the budget finally passed, so it was a hard year this year, to say the least, but I'm ready to move forward with what we have, and make the best of it, and then make plans for years to come and focus on sustainability for Parks and Recreation. So, we're working with everyone with that, and it's been okay. We were still able to do the wellness program for a lot of the businesses here in Cordova, including the city. So I was happy that that didn't get cut, because that was, they get a nice discount, and it gets a lot of families in the doors. So excited about that. You'll see in some of these pictures that we've had some really amazing donations recently. The First National Bank, and Trident Seafoods both donated a matching amount to get new pennies for all of our, for our kids, and we got adult ones too. So, we have Team Trident and Team First National Bank. So it's super cool that we had some that were very dry rotted, and not in great, not in a great state. So nice to see that. We also got some new gym equipment every year. Ridgeline Aviation comes in, and asks, what do we want? And then I tell them my wish list, and he's super great and purchased some new equipment for the weight room. So, and he let me pick the color, which is why it's free. So I wanted some bright colors here. So, the upcoming priorities and goals, we're gonna take a deep dive, no pun intended, into the pool at the end of the meeting, just because it's gonna take up a little bit more time. But I am still working on Skater's Cabin, making that a priority. We did get the match from the Cordova Community Foundation, and I think I spoke about that last time. We're still, they're matching up to $20,000 for donations, which is huge. So we're just putting the word out. I brought more flyers if anyone wants any, like, and share it online. Like, it's a great opportunity. I'm hoping the match can go all year, but I'm hoping to cut it off around June in case we do have enough funding to purchase the cabin. So it would be great to be able to do that. We're going to talk about the pool, like I said, and determine the best path forward with that. And potential upgrades and long-term sustainability with that too. Like, what are our goals for the future of aquatics in Cordova? So that's a big question. And so we're also exploring options with Civic Rec for gift certificates. We've talked about that before, coordinating with the finance department with that, because there is checks and balances with everything. And, we need to be able to have expiration dates and that sort of thing on our gift certificates too. And having memberships have monthly drafts too. So I've got to put that in there. So we're working on both of those. So yeah, that is what's going on.
Wonderful. Any questions for Samantha? Report?
How has the budget cuts impacted the scheduling at BRP? Or maybe there's no birthday parties right now.
So I had put a hold on birthday parties, and I reached out to everyone that has asked about them. It is a staffing issue. And right now, just this week, I found out that Logan Byer, who's a full-time lifeguard, is not going to get redeployed back to maintenance because the budget had him under the pool still and not under maintenance. So in maintenance, he would make a little bit more hourly. So we didn't have enough funding for him to go back there. So he is helping at Bedarkie now, meaning that and helping, he helped with training. He's just a great resource to have, but he also works on Saturdays. So what was happening with birthday parties was I did have staff for it once in a while, but I think I had about 5 weekends where I came in to cover because people called out for birthday parties, and it just got to be a little bit like it was just a lot. And And I don't wanna leave anyone there by themselves with a birthday party, but, you know, these are teenagers that were as rec aides, and so I don't think it's responsible for me or the rest of the staff to have them there alone with a bunch of kids there, so. So it was a staffing issue, and I think you'll continue to see throughout this year that I will hold to that. If we don't have enough people to staff for safety reasons, then we won't do it. So I do encourage everyone to reach out though. So I reached out to everyone, Taylor did today, that has been on the list or wanted it, because I was able to talk with Logan and go forward with that. So, but yeah, we always get requests and then we approve them, when we can, so.
And there's just one person in the mornings for mini movers, is that programming still happening, right?
Yes, mini movers is still happening, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, mini movers is still happening.
Wait, so birthday parties are off or they might be back on because
They're back on, cause Logan's
back
here,
on.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like, and mini movers was we weren't getting very many recently, so
Yeah.
we like kind of toned it down. Now it's like camped back up too, so it's like, okay, Logan's there, like there's enough staff members there, so.
Okay.
It's good, yeah. Yes.
Any additional questions? Great. Well, welcome and re-welcome to our new board members. Thanks for joining and look forward to see Grace. We have the opportunity today to elect a new chair and vice chair as part of our new business. So for the first election of chair, that is as Samantha included in the agenda item. It is the commission consists of 7 members, and a chair is to be selected annually from the members of the commission. So we will move forward with that, and the nominations are now in order for the office of chair of the Parks and Recreation Commission. And I'll start by nominating Jim Fritsch for chair.
Second.
I did,
I'd like to nominate Aaron Cole for chair.
Oh.
You did such a great job.
You did a really good job.
Thanks, Jim.
I think you did too.
I'll second that.
Are there any other nominations? Time? Okay, so since there is more than one nomination, we can proceed with a vote by roll call. We do have quorum today, so I accept any guidance, Samantha, if you know how this is supposed to go and I miss anything, but I guess
so
we'll,
you vote on each.
On
Unless
each.
one of you guys say it.
we'll accept if nominated, it sounds like.
Yeah,
Would you? Okay.
Well, that's not.
you did a great job though.
Yeah, that's not amazing.
Do we have Taylor, or do we have someone move through the roll call, or just move around the table and each person says their vote?
So Taylor will move through their roll call.
Please do so.
Aaron Cole?
Oh golly. I voted him.
Yeah, Brown. Aaron. Nice, please, okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Kelsey Hayden,
Aaron.
Jim Rich,
Aaron.
Danny Carpenter.
Aaron.
Wow.
Didn't get out of that one so easy.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I will accept that nomination as chair of the commission.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, just to check in, Samantha, is there anything else needed there? Okay. Then we'll move on to the second element of new business, electing a vice chair, and this is not a required position per the charter, but it is recommended that we go ahead and do this. And again, Samantha has a nice inset here saying that while the city's code does not require a vice chair for the commission, it has been the practice in the past. Having a vice chair gives staff and the public another point of contact and allows for meeting to run smoothly if the chair is absent. So, if we'd like to move forward with that, I'll open the nominations.
I nominate Jim Fritsch.
Second.
I'll accept the nomination.
Okay, Jim Fritsch is accepted for the nomination. Is a nomination. Any others? Okay, since there's only one nomination, we can just have a
Voice.
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 I agree.
All in favor?
Aye. Jim Fritsch will be the vice chair for the commission moving forward.
We'll cover each
Congratulations.
other. I'll be gone a lot.
Hey.
You'll be gone a lot, summer, we can work it out.
Perfect. I look forward to it.
Teamwork.
Thanks, everyone. The final order of new business is a pool status with
Yeah.
discussion.
So I wanted to do this big presentation, but I thought it would be better just to have these photos and have some questions. Does everyone have this? I know I don't have it. So after you probably heard a little bit about what's going on, but after we filled the pool up completely, we did have another break in the sumps. So it was a lot. So it happened on a Saturday night. We had finished filling the pool and marked it for the water tightness test for over the weekend. We were getting ready to put the chemicals in it, all the things that we were supposed to do. And maintenance let me know Saturday that they thought there was a crack in the sumps. So that's what happened before.
Was this after Peterson's had rewelded the sump?
That's correct. So it's the same issue, except for this time it held for a very long time. So we marked it every day after we would fill it a little bit. There were just different challenges with this fill because of we had a water shortage too. So we were under guidance of the water department to only put so many gallons in a day. So it took a little bit longer to fill it up than it normally would. I'll show you in the next page where the crack is, but it was one of the most severe leaks that I've had at the pool. So it was overnight. It was probably 2 feet or more overnight that it was leaking. So what is kind of like hard with this is you can't really see what's happening. You would think that you would see a big suction and, a big crack like that, but it was going into the sump. So the only way we could find out what was really happening was draining it completely. So which it made it pretty easy. So I just want to go by number. I know this is not like very, very nice to look at, but I just thought we'd number some pictures so I could answer some questions, because we can talk a lot about all these different parts and pieces to the pool, but I feel like seeing them is a little bit nicer. So picture number 1 is the pool empty, and the drains are at the bottom, the 2 rectangles. Those are the sumps that we're talking about. So the pool liner abuts with a gasket right on the edge of those. So there's a compression gasket that holds down the liner right there. That's where the cracks are happening. This is how the pool is supposed to look. It's nice and flat. And so this is, what we did find out is that over time, I talk about the water table a lot. So the pool has hydrostatic valves, which is picture number 3. The cover's on it. So when the pool's empty, we take that valve off, it just sits on it, that cover. And that what lets this water table, which is picture number 2, is actually water that has come up through the ground into the pool. This happens all the time when it rains. It's something that is challenging here because if we want to work on the pool at all, we have to get it empty. So you can't pump this out quick enough to be able to work on it and put the liner in. So that's why last year it rained all in September. So we just kept having to pump the pool out and then waiting for for a break in the weather to stop this. So, this happens probably twice a week or more, that this water is coming in and out. So when that's happening underneath the pool, and you can see on picture number 5, that's a hydrostatic valve. There's bedrock, crushed bedrock under there, and it is either washing away our foundation of the pool, because that is, it stands as the foundation of the pool. It's either washing away, or it has been pushed up underneath the drains, underneath the sumps. So we don't know until we open it up, but the rest of the pool around it is caving in. So it's sleeving, basically sleeving the sumps when we put water on it. So that's why it's like such a significant break. So in picture number 4, that's what it looked like when they just fixed it recently, before we put the covers back on it. So, you'll notice that we painted them too in the next pictures. So on picture number 6, this is without the liner on it. The corners that Peterson's welding, the corners that broke. So if we take the liner off, it's like the brake spider underneath the liner and the aluminum shell. So that's why we couldn't see it, because it was underneath the liner. And they fixed it. And then number 8 is where they replaced the gasket again. And then they seal it down. And if you look at number 9, the bottom right hand corner, there's a small crack in it, and that's where we knew that something had gone wrong. So that it was that minor. From looking into the pool, you really can't tell that there's that significant of an issue. So number 10, I wish that would show a little bit more, but that's the drain sitting, and it's about 1.5 to 2 feet higher than the rest of the pool right now. So it literally, the pool's sunk around it, and it's supposed to be flat.
The groundwater is really causing most of the issues,
Causing
right?
most of the issues. The pools are not supposed to be empty. And when the pool's full of water, it holds that groundwater back. And we don't see it over time. Some of it might displace a little bit, you know, there's always gonna be water here. And luckily that area drains pretty well into it, but, yeah, so they, you know, having water in the pool is key for so many different reasons. It's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Have you identified any steps
Mhm.
so far?
Yeah, so Peterson's has come in and given us a quote for a repair, which is a little over $7,000 to come in and cut it open. Either way, we have to, but we don't know what's going on underneath that. So we met with the engineers last week, Mike and I did, that have worked with us throughout this whole process. He was not surprised that this happened. It does happen with older pools either way. And you know, there's pros and cons to trying to fix it. You know, it depends on how much it's gonna cost, which we know how much that's the cost of Peterson's. And then we can do, if it is something that we can fix, like maintenance can just re-level the rocks that have been displaced, and then Jesse puts the metal back on. Renosis, the pool lining company, is giving us instruction on how to protect the rest of the pool liner, because it would be exposed where they cut in, and we would have to put water in it immediately. So we would put water in it, fill it up quite a bit to stop that water table, and then have Renosis come back, drain the pool, and have them fix the liner. If we open it up and it's a lot worse than what we think it is, then it's really a decision for the city, if we want to continue to invest in the pool.
Does it sound like Renosis will be willing to contribute any time to this or provide any more deals? They've been pretty
No,
good.
they're giving us
so
a
far.
quote, like an additional quote. I talked to the project manager today, and she's just gonna give one until they're here and they know if any damage has been done, how much damage has been done to the liner. They can't give an exact quote on it, we can't go under contract with them with it, but they can give us a guesstimate on what they think it will be, which is really what I'm looking for. Now, a total amount. Makes sense, so. I don't know, that'll be.
So we don't know if the shell is cracked, the aluminum shell,
I'm sure it is. We haven't peeled it back yet, so.
but Peterson's can weld that.
Yep, so they're talking about cutting I think 5x7 piece out of it. Initially, over the drains and trying to re-level it through there. And then pushing rock underneath the rest of it, the rest of the foundation. The less they cut open, less points.
It sounds like a lot of that rock will eventually wash away again. It sounds like it's a major drainage issue for the lot there or something. It's not a lot of groundwater.
Well, it's been leaking for a very long time, and and so even before this leak, we had leaks in the last line or two, not as significant as this, but really what is affecting it a lot is the amount of groundwater that's flushing back and forth because of it being empty. So it's like it's a combination, instead of the pool's age, the recent leaks in it, and then the groundwater.
So like, when you cut that hole, like, would you even be able to like work on the gravel underneath, or is it just gonna be like, you're all of a sudden in a puddle?
That is not, well, not laughing, but it is something we fight, because
Okay.
even when we're working on the pool, we'll go in and no matter how many pumps we put in there, it's always water's gonna win. And so we just work around it. We really do, we just
Okay.
try and work around it. Even Jesse, he's very aware of the situation and the water issue. Back when they cut the side of the pool open, it was a little bit higher, so that risk wasn't there as much. But really getting it fixed and sealed back up is key. As quickly as possible.
You want to wait for kind of like a clear weather kind of forecast, because the
Right.
rain's just gonna make it.
Yeah, so they'll plan accordingly.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was last year when they were trying to do that deep end, when they were lining it. Originally, it was every day, it was just because they can't line it when it's wet, so. Just, that's what took a long time.
Yeah.
So.
Has anybody looked at what it would take to divert the groundwater? I mean, I don't know how deep you have to go, but.
I haven't heard of anybody that has done that, but again, if we had the pool full, the groundwater wouldn't be an issue.
Okay,
So it really, I mean, over time, probably 50 years, it's done something, but nothing significant like it has really. This amount of time being down with no water in it has really impacted it.
this style of pool has probably been put in some other communities. Is there anybody else that's had to deal with this? And
The only other pool, so Juneau has the Augustus Brown pool. It's a Chester pool that was built a year before our pool. Can talk a lot about pools in Alaska. This one, I really like that one. They just did, I don't know of any issues they had with that. I'm pretty close with their aquatics director. But they did just do a $9 million renovation on it. And so looking back at our pool, which the engineer said, like, he's seen way newer pools in way worse shape than ours. So it's a testament to, over the years, our maintenance team taking care of it. But we haven't had any big renovations except for our HVAC, I think in 1984 with it. So it's vintage. It's original.
From my understanding, there was a few of these pools put in, like maybe a half dozen or something. We were the last one standing, but
Yeah.
the other one was as well.
Yeah, they did a beautiful job renovating them.
I just thought there might have been some other pools that had similar issues and they might have had fixes that we could compare to, but.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any around. I haven't heard of any other ones besides that. And I have worked with Chester too. I mean, they've been great about getting parts for this pool, and but we had to put the RFP out. They didn't bid on it for the liner this time, so I'm not sure what their capacity is for doing. But I'm not sure about any other pools. I can look into it though. As far as I know, the only ones is ours and.
What did Juneau do for their renovation? Do you know what that entailed?
A lot. I know they got it like the mostly like aesthetically, I can get a list of what they did, but it was a lot of cosmetic. I think they had a new roof done. I think they had all their locker rooms and lobby and everything redone. I think they had a new filter system put in. They had just a big overhaul. I'm not sure if anything was done to their liner. I don't know if they have a liner actually, if it was still their tile on their aluminum shell. So. I will say too that they don't, I think, have the water that we got.
Yeah.
Like the water issue, we're kind of unique. I talked to the engineer quite a bit about it, about, you know, what that looks like for our future, but if we ever built a pool, like, they have a lot of new options for this situation.
It's not like anytime we were draining, if you're racing against time, if it rains or something, the groundwater is gonna.
Yeah,
bubble
we're
again.
always in a race against time.
There's not a chance.
Yeah, and I mean, it's something we're used to working around too,
Yeah.
it's like, but it is something that makes it more time consuming. A lot more time consuming. So it would be great to have to. Yeah, but. So, yeah, next steps are, I think city council, I reached out to them about what this looks like budget wise, you know. Cordova needs to make some hard decisions about if we're gonna keep investing in the pool, and definitely not putting up my white flag with it whatsoever. I'd love to see it get by. But the engineer did really want me to express that this is not an issue with just this. We need to look at the whole building. See what's going on with it, because there are significant issues with the building too, so, and you can look up the condition assessment reports too, and that was from 2022. I think we had those done, so it's gotten significantly worse since then, so it's a big decision. I think that we really need to talk about new facilities and what that looks like, so, and how we're gonna do that. It would be great to have the pool running, while we talked about and did, you know, all the things, so it would be hard to have it not working. But I understand that if it's costing a lot and it's not guaranteed that we're gonna be up and running again, it's not really responsible use of taxpayer money.
Are we saving a lot of money, and like, does that get reflected on Parks and Rec by like the chemicals we aren't using right now and like the heating fuel we aren't using right now?
So it went back, yeah, we were low, we did a lot to the pool last year. We ended up fixing the boiler that was having issues. We've invested a lot in the pool over this past year. We did have funds that went back into the general fund, I think that were allotted for fuel. So I have to look at that, but as far as safety equipment, that sort of stuff that I did have budgeted, I did get new safety equipment, you know, in hopes that we were gonna be running in January, so I did try to utilize that as much as I could.
Yeah, some would be like, I don't know. And I think that's pretty significant, not having to keep all that water hot. the
Oh,
last
yeah.
Year.
We had and we had the boiler shut off.
Yeah.
But I mean, having a cold building too is just, you know, trouble. For all the systems in it, so. Keeping it heated. Yeah, they should do that a little bit. But yeah, we're saving money.
Is there a reason why we don't just spend the 7,000 and tear into it to see what we're dealing with?
I think that's gonna happen, like, either way, we're gonna do that, I believe, so.
Cause
like,
that should be in the budget with the pool being
Yep.
closed, like
Yep,
we
we're
should be
gonna-
able to do that.
Cause if not, then we're just not gonna know, so like, even
got
what is it gonna hurt for us to do that, you know, we wanna know
Yeah.
what's going on, so yes, that is, so we're gonna.
And the 7,000 isn't just to cut, right?
It's to put it back on,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
so he,
Okay,
yeah, so we would do, if it was something that we could fix, I just foresee like our maintenance team helping to cut costs with that, so. But if it is something that's significant that we, you know, we need to talk about further.
so is there like a thought to do that before the council meeting so that they can make an informed decision?
So I'm
or-
waiting for Renosis to give us, the instructions on how to seal that liner edge.
Okay,
So once that happens, once we know how to seal it, we have a good weather window, and Peterson's can, all the stars align, then,
okay,
so the 7,000 I think is gonna happen.
okay, so we're
We
not
have that.
necessarily waiting till next week to move forward after council discusses it, we're kind of just waiting for
Yeah.
that combination of things, okay.
Sure.
When you start moving rock around underneath, if that is the case, is there an opportunity to get volunteers for that? Having people in the community see what's going on and the challenges might be good. Moving rocks is a
Possibly.
great volunteer activity.
Yeah, it is.
How do you do that?
We have, it's not, I don't think it'll be too much. I don't think it'll be too much. But I think it's like, you could see that it's kind of pumped up in the middle. Hopefully that's about it, but, yeah, we just move them around. The rocks are big on purpose to get water through them. I think it would be a great opportunity, but also a liability too. So, I think it would be, yeah, I think all goes well. And like that. We'll just start moving stuff around and, if that's the path forward, we don't know what's going on under there, so.
Yeah, I know the community will have a lot of questions and there's a way we can explain this to people, that
Yeah.
that's what's the best option. I wonder if we can get on the radio, kind of clamp or call in or something, because it seems like people just don't know, what's going on. It just,
Right, and
Yeah.
yeah, we did, I put out,
But you-
on Friday.
yeah, you're putting out stuff, but it
Mhm.
doesn't seem like.
Yeah, people are gonna, I encourage everyone to come ask me too. I think we've had some pretty off the wall rumors flying around that I'm like, no, that's not a thing. Also, we haven't known what's happening, so that's always like, we don't know until we know, and we wanna make really informed decisions on how we're moving forward. If we do end up fixing the pool, I will stress this, well, maybe stress this, that this is a Band-Aid for the pool. It's just a matter of time that something else happens, so, we need to, think strategically about how we're gonna move forward if we do with anything.
I would definitely like to see even like a really long explanation. Because there are people with a lot of questions, and I just feel like that is really wonderful that people are coming in to talk to you and feel comfortable doing that, but that's a major time suck.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
And
I have, when it comes out, I definitely will put out, like when we have an answer of what's going on too.
yeah,
Put out something. What's going on. We have-
The bumper stickers now, save our pool, Oh, we need her.
Yeah, it was a big hit. We all worked all year to make this happen, and it was almost there.
Just so deflating, we're so close, and you have put so much work into this, and
So it's disappointing.
if it, worst case scenario. It can't be fixed. Can we use pool funding to fund the other $30,000 of the master plan to move that forward?
Yeah, I would have to ask about that, about what plan would be. I would push for that. I really want the master plan to get finished.
I mean, we're not gonna be able to apply for grants for a new pool without it,
Without it.
and we've already put $30,000 into it, and I
Yep.
just, I know we don't have money, but it's such a waste. You're throwing $30,000 away ultimately because,
And they're definitely willing to work with us.
yeah,
Scoping the master plan with, I had it. Talk to Purpose Design, I've talked to them all a lot this year about, some of these facilities we don't even have anymore. So, focusing on Bedarkie and the pool simultaneously, coming up with, something for that. I think what the great part about the master plan is, they tell us what we can have with the amount of people that we can staff it with and our community size. So it kind of, they suggest what we can have, how much it takes to staff, how many staff members, how much money it's gonna cost to run it, what a community in our size actually needs that's fit for purpose. And I think that's something that we really need to listen to going forward.
yeah, I think it's really easy to have big dreams and Cordovans are really good at coming up with money to fund things, but it's definitely important to have somebody else tell us what we can actually manage and also afford long-term too.
Yeah, it's so true. So long term is, I mean, if you think about, I think I've talked to Kelsey about this before, like if you have a pool that has a lot of water slides in it. Or different attractions in it, which I want, but like you have to have a lifeguard at each slide. Like, so, you know, for instance, has many slides, they can't get enough staff members to staff the pool to open it fully a lot, so. To get those, so you have these things, you know, but you can't actually use them.
I've been to the Valdez pool frequently and it's never in use. Can't ever use
Diving
the water
boards are
slide.
the same way.
Yeah,
So it's really like understanding what our need is. And what we can take care of, so.
Are we getting anybody involved that's an engineer or, I mean, you guys have done so much with what you've had to work with between the liner, the plumbing and stuff and whatnot, but to me, looking at this like it's a big aluminum boat and it's either sitting on rock or it's got an air gap underneath it, and then you've got all this weight in it.
Yeah, that's.
And
it.
how is that gonna affect it?
So we do have, an engineer that works, that has, I talked about it a lot, Bo. He, has consulted with me through this whole process. He's been here 2 or 3 times.
Okay,
He's very familiar with the pool, age of the pool, and he's just, built pools, so it's what he does.
okay,
He's always been available for me, to talk to him. Micah and I had a meeting with him last week, so. He's definitely, this guidance is coming from him, where he's said, yes, this would work. Potentially work to fix it, but it's a Band-Aid. And we have to do it pretty quickly, fill the pool up with water, because it's gonna continue to happen if we don't have water in the pool. So, yeah, he's been a great resource for us.
and what does that cost?
He's doing it pro bono. So it's been great. It's really wonderful. It is, yeah, he really likes her. And our community too, but. Yeah, it's great. So, yeah, a lot of questions, you know, a lot of unknowns moving forward, and when we do find out what is exactly happening, then we'll do a bigger. Announcement to the community about it, and. Move forward with whatever decision. That city, if it's a big amount of money to take to, you know, it takes to fix this, and it's a city council decision. So, yeah.
So will that cut go in picture 10, like where the drain, where it's all caved in down there? Is that where you're gonna put the cut?
Yeah, so
Going in?
if you look at picture 1,
You can kind of see that's pretty significant.
it's really wild. You can't see it when there's water there, but, on picture 1, it would be both of the sumps, so encase both of those. So it's like 5 by 7 foot chunk out of it initially, taking those sumps out where the drains are, re-leveling it, putting them back in. And then getting, depending on how much has displaced of the rock underneath, putting rock back underneath where it belongs. If it's as simple as that.
Ew.
Aside from sharing the right messages with anyone who asks, is there anything we can do to support you before the next commission meeting?
Thank you. Just answer questions, I guess, and make sure, you know, it really, I've heard all different things. I try to put out, you know, factual information about this, but the pool is not condemned. And, it's not, you know, it's not the end of it right now. We're still, you know, fighting for it, but I really wanna push that, and I know I have through this meeting that we need to think about what's next for the community, so.
It is good if people know that this is just like a Band-Aid. Because we do have to plan.
So even I talked to Bo about what it looks like to build a new facility timeline wise, and after securing funding, which is a huge deal. It's usually 18 months to 2 years to get all the permitting. The geotech here would be a big engineering feat, you know, for where the pool is, and having, we really, he said, want someone that come in and really take a look at the pool, make a good decision about how the pool's supported. They make all different things now, they have all different designs. And you know, so, and then after that, build the facility, so. I mean, realistically, we're probably looking at 5 years or more before.
Yeah, because that groundwater has been an issue for a pretty long time, so once we get it filled, and
Mhm.
potentially it could last a lot over the project.
Yeah. If everything else, that's what he was stressing, you know, the roof is leaking quite
Yeah.
badly. And so there's just other issues that could come up. And I would say there's another big issue that comes up. It's just hard to keep putting money into it. So
Does the master plan identify other sites if this location is not ideal?
they haven't yet done that. I think that's a conversation that would have to happen. The only reason that they did this site was because the city had owned the property already, and the pool
Sure.
was there's more room on that property too for other you know, to work with. So it just was let's see if this would work, but ultimately not. But the other places that the pool works.
They looked at it like how we'll be looking at it, potentially build another pool, like, and put this in.
They were
Put it
like
here.
looking more of like
Without
a
the
camp,
hydro.
a campus atmosphere for like the Cordova Center up here, and then having the rec facility and the pool down lower, so. Yeah, but it could be anywhere. I mean, that the city had property, or, you know, it's just nothing set in stone. But we know that the pool did okay there for a very long time. And we have the. So. Other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just reiterate what Aaron was saying about like, you know. I know it can feel like a pain to use volunteers or for liability or things like that, but I would like. Really like lean on the people that want to be
Oh,
involved,
definitely.
because, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I like coming to these meetings, but like, if there's other things I can do, and I'm sure everyone feels that way.
Yeah, we
I
have,
want to be involved.
yeah, we have a great crew of volunteers too that we use for Epidarchy for programming, and we wouldn't be able to do what we do without them, so always looking for volunteers if we need them, so.
Yeah, and as far as like, you know, like I know friends of the library for a little while, they were having people come in and like sit and check in books and check out books. And like, I sat there for a little bit, was a librarian.
Yeah.
If you need, you know,
Totally.
if people can get trained up to like sit in the office, if you need a little bit more man hours or something. That could be a good resource.
We can do a little rock passing like they did when they moved to the library, and
Yeah.
everybody made a little chain, and we just have a little change.
I mean, that's the best. And you have a commission that's pretty well able-bodied, and maybe, I don't know if we're covered, you know.
Yeah, we'll
since
bring
we're-
workout class.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Well,
think
I just how to lift the rock.
we are starting some volunteer work for the trails over the summer, so you'll hear stuff about that, so.
Cool.
Yeah, need the community to help with some plans for the trails committee, so.
That's a separate committee from Parks and Rec, but they're like,
Yeah.
oh, they are,
Yeah,
okay.
super cool, I'm excited about it, so, yeah, we'll be reaching out to volunteers for them. Yeah. And just like and share posts and talk about Skaters Cabin, I'm really excited about that happening with a lot of programming happening too soon, a lot of basketball, a lot of different family activities. And I just that's really just positive things like happening besides this. That's what I really want to stress is that, although morale is a little bit low at times, you know, we're moving forward with the rest of Parks and Rec. I'm having fun times.
We had to have skaters happen at the same time as the pools, ideal.
And then oh God. Today, I'm like.
Yeah, that's a thought now, that used to be our big deal
Yeah.
for a while.
I'll them back.
Really speaks to tough budget times and not having the funding for maintenance and capital improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Grants to buy the thing, but not maintain the thing, and
So much, so.
That was a great summary.
Yeah.
Always impressed by how well you know pools.
Oh, thank you. I love them.
There's no other discussion on that.
I just say, and I think you had mentioned it, but if you had a write-up, you know, instead of having to explain it to every individual that comes in, it
Yeah.
sure seems like it would take some pressure off of you.
I think once I get a clear view of what's going on, that's really what stops me from
Yeah,
like doing a lot of outreach like that, is that it changes day to day.
right.
And just up until a couple days ago, we really didn't have an idea of what was happening completely, so, and we still don't, so, but definitely we'll write something else and we have a good clear picture of what's happening.
Okay.
Still pretty fluid agenda and what's going on there, but people kind of know the flow of things, so it's dealing with this. Mysteries to be solved.
Right.
Well, I was just thinking, so it doesn't take so much of your time up and you're not having to stress with every person that,
And I do enjoy talking down here. I know it's kind of consuming, but it is, if I can get one more person to. Let's do this.
Taylor's a good buffer. She's
Body
nice
shark.
now.
My body shark. Yeah. So I'm excited for the future and we're just gonna move forward. Whatever path that is.
Well, I just wish it'd be a good opportunity to really have, would be great activities that you guys always have, so, and have communities and. Absolutely. You guys do a great job, the activity, amazing.
Yeah, they are. I got a great team.
Excellent. That brings us to commission business from the floor. Does anyone have comments?
Here.
This is commission business. The communication from visitors was also an item if we'd like to backtrack to that.
Oh, it's right on you at the end of that.
No, it was right at the beginning, communication from visitors.
Well, I want to hear what you guys have to say before I say.
That's all we had at the beginning.
Well.
thank you.
Can we take comments from the floor then?
Yeah,
I don't see not.
I would
I
invite
would say.
community members to step up if you have any comments.
But
We're
it's
excited.
different.
Oh, you can
You
speak.
can speak from there, but please state your name and address for the order of business.
I love it. My name is David Zastro. I'm at 607 Cedar Street. Thank you for this meeting. You guys are wicked organized. I was on Parks and Rec for a good 15 years, and this is the most organized, well-run, great communication. I've really enjoyed this meeting, and I've been watching online too, but being here in person was fantastic. So really, thank you, everybody, for the work you're doing. Kelsey's right. I think as a city council member, making any decisions, we need specifics. Makes all the difference, having a lot of information, a lot of specifics. Often things will come to council and we don't have a lot of time to review it and then make a decision. So the earlier we're involved, the more information we have, the better decisions we can make. And with that, I would love to see, we've done this with planning and zoning, we've done it with the harbor commission, but the city council's had joint workshops with other boards and commissions. I think this is probably a good time to start looking at that. Specifically, why I think it's important is, the council is going into some pretty deep discussions on capital improvement projects. So I've been looking at, a priority 3 or a priority 5 list of projects citywide that the council's been reviewing and looking at funding, grant, whatever it might be, to start working on those things. And obviously Parks and Rec is a huge part of the city budget. And I think the council is pretty aware of the facilities and the conditions they're in, but I think coming from you all in the discussion in a workshop about what you feel the priorities are for Parks and Rec would be hugely helpful. And with that, I think, as we've been discussing, great discussion, looking at short-term and long-term when it comes to the pool, because that's definitely one of the big problems we're dealing with right now, is having some type of short-term solution that's phased, right? So we kind of know what the phasing is and as much information as you can provide for that. We obviously get great information from you, Samantha, at the meeting, at every meeting, and you provide everything you possibly know. And I know you don't know a lot right now for the short-term fix, but long-term fix, whatever that looks like, right, for grants, for a project manager, as you and I talked about, Samantha, that would be critical if there's such a big project, you want somebody committed to doing that. The master plan being completed too, to be able to go out for grants, all those things need to be within a phased, long-term solution for what the pool is going to be in the future for the pool. So I think having all that type of work happening and provided to council or working with council members to help maybe even develop that type of thing would be really beneficial. Yeah, and then as I think, Jim, you were saying public input, I think that's hugely helpful too. I think whatever's going on, making sure the public is involved, aware as best as we can. It's so funny, often in our community, a lot of people say, I didn't know about that, but it's been put out in all the different media formats we have, let people know, and people still say they didn't hear about it. But as much as we can, bring the public in. So I think with all the changes with what's going on with the pool, the condition, the solutions, there's still people out there that say they haven't been hearing anything. And that's always going to happen, but as much as possible, bringing them in on any of the discussions moving forward, with their on board and understand the difficulties and costs involved. Because in the end, when it comes to capital projects, I know for council, it's going to be choosing priorities among, I mean, dozens of priorities. So it's going to be really tough. But if projects can bring in their own money through grants and such, it's going to make it a lot easier. Anyhow, those are my thoughts. Yeah, and I really appreciate you all and what you do. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Great. Returning to commission business from the floor. And have final thoughts or comments?
I do have one thought, especially since we have a city council member in the audience. I'm very curious how much longer we have on the bonds, 3 bonds that exist. I think 2 of them are Cordova Center. Maybe I don't know what they are, but I feel like that would be helpful moving forward, knowing when those expire and potentially when we could do a bond for a pool, because I think that is something that people could get behind for at least a portion of the funding.
It's gonna have to come from a lot of different sources.
Yeah.
Bonding is one, and I'm also reaching out to other facilities that have pools in Alaska. Ours is gonna cost more, we're gonna cost more. But what they've done for their city, you know, I know other places have a lot more money, but some of them don't have as much. And, you know, like, what did they do for planning with us too? So just gathering as much information as possible.
Yeah.
But bonds, yeah.
Bonds, and then, you know, we've kind of all loosely talked around like the pool being a part of the school, and that is like a model that exists in Alaska and has its pros and cons, but that would be something too, especially with the high school going through this process of starting to look at a new high school or a refab in the next 5-10 years. Like, those 2 things seem kind of timely, and I don't know if that's something that, you know.
That's also something that, if we did finish a master plan, like Dave was talking about too, having the community input, there would be, I think there's 2 more sessions built in for community input
Okay.
with the master plan, and, so that would be a huge part of it. We already had a few, but they're kind of outdated now, but they come in and do the community outreach.
would they dig into the pros and cons and logistics of a pool being a part of a school, or?
I don't know if they would do that. I would have to ask them. I think it's just, what, funding, where the funding is.
Sure.
The property, there's a lot of, different, things that need to be, gone over with that. So, but I think, yeah, it's definitely been talked about. It's definitely a model. There are pros and cons to it. But if we don't look into everything, then I don't think we're doing what we should be. So let's get to that.
We kind of have to find it out, so we have at least answers for the community. And ourselves. Okay, thanks.
Any other comments from commissioners?
I've got a quick one. I don't know if the kids are having mental health issues with it or not. I know I am, but this is like the second year in a row that we haven't really been able to run the ski hill. Last year, the swimming pool took up a lot of that slack, and the kids, are huge participants at the hill when it's going. So, I think I would just kind of, in talking to the council, let them know that the community's kind of,
Mental health is such an important piece to the puzzle in this community in Alaska itself, and taking away or not having the things that we're used to having for healthy recreation is hard on a community. And it's it's a reason why a lot of people move to different places if they have a lot of recreation. So it's affecting the kids, it's affecting anyone that swims. It's definitely affecting our elderly population that comes in and swims. It's a social aspect of it too for all these things. So it's I think a need for this community to have it back. So just so we can get back on the fight.
I do have one comment from the previous meeting minutes. I missed that meeting and I would just like a small amount of extra information about Steven. The corgi dog at the garden meeting.
when are we gonna be able to pet it?
Yeah.
He's a worker. Speak to that one. He's a worker. He can sleep a lot.
He can. He's coming in right now a couple days a week. He's definitely hit his terrible twos. So he's figured out he has free will. But we did do a practice this week of letting him kind of free roam, and we're working on that anyway for training, and he did really well. And so he will most likely be there Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for 2 hours a day. And then hopefully at some point a lot longer. But he's working through it. He's doing really well and figuring it out. Very cute. Cordy is 7 months old now. So
I have many people awaiting this update. Thank you.
yes. And I have pictures with him in the camera that
Been a great addition.
Yeah. Okay, do we have any pending agenda items that need to be addressed?
Anyone?
Okay. Then I would adjourn this meeting at 7:03 PM.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn this meeting, please.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
The meeting is adjourned, still at 7:03 PM.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See this by a great stress reliever, huh?